Welcome back, everyone. Today I built a tiny Fallout diorama. Well, not today, over the course of several weeks. I wanted to capture a little bit of the wasteland. A Deathclaw ruining someone's day, a Brotherhood soldier trying his best, and a glowing pond of irradiated water that absolutely violates every health regulation ever written. Let's dive in, but not into the pond. Never into the pond. I wanted to create a dramatic scene depicting a random encounter out in the Mojave. A Deathclaw standing over a fallen Brotherhood soldier while another Brotherhood fella is going, "Nope, not today," as he fires his laser rifle, most likely in vain. We've all been there. Then I decided to add a vault door in the background just to give it some more of that Fallout classic flavor, and there I had it, an instant post apocalyptic drama. Also, I decided to add in a glowing green pond because nothing says Fallout quite like water that looks like it would give you superpowers or cancer, or both. Just ask any ghoul around the corner. I 3D printed the Deathclaw, the Brotherhood soldiers, and the vault door on my resin printer. After printing, I cured it under a UV light and removed the supports with the precision of a surgeon who definitely did not go to medical school, keeping up on theme with the rest of the docs out in the wasteland. I then primed everything in black because it hides my mistakes and makes me feel like I actually know what I'm doing. The Deathclaw got a mix of brown tones and basically angry lizard chic. The dead Brotherhood soldier got a darker, dirtier paint job because, well, he's not having a great day. Now, the living Brotherhood soldier, he got shinier power armor highlights and a more heroic pose because someone in this diorama needs to look like he still believes in himself. Now, weathering for everything was pretty easy, right? Fallout is 90% rust, dust, and a little bit of regret. Now, if you've made it this far, thank you. This is the first time I've ever done a YouTube video or voiced over anything, right? And every so often, every year or two, I like to try and do something a little bit out of my comfort zone, which is why I started all this social media kind of putting out what I'm making, you know, in my own little hobby room. And so it's been an exciting experience, but also slightly nerve wracking. So as we wrap that up, let me jump back into this pond I'm pouring right now. I've recently been adding different water color effects to some of my miniatures for tabletop. And it's definitely been fun, but a ton of learning curve. I definitely destroyed a couple of bases and have had to completely rip them off and start from fresh. Before this, I had one other attempt with this blood effect with this Yoo-hoo glue, and I believe it was Blood for the Blood God from Citadel paints on my Tyranids, my lictors specifically. So I had a little bit of practice, but I forgot just how quickly this Yoo-hoo glue dries. It's within like fractions of a second. I attempted once prior to this, and it dried within maybe 5 seconds of me being able to get it drawn out here. But I think it's a really fun effect that brings that Deathclaw to life, right? And that just grimy, and particularly when it comes to Deathclaws and in the Mojave. I feel like I've had my worst experiences with Deathclaws out there. Recently, each project I've kind of started, I keep on adding some new skill each time just so I can practice it. And this one, I wanted to play with the little LED lights. I've seen a ton of other YouTubers, particularly like Boy Hobby Time. He's done some really cool things with LED effects, right? And just adds a different lighting effect to it. Particularly, I wanted to put it over that green puddle of water effects to try and get that glimmer and add a bit more depth to what the wasteland doesn't bring, which is just not a lot of color. So I try to double down on the center with that red LED on top of that green, just radioactive water in the center to make that center point, because the rest of it's going to be those grays, beiges, right, and those rust colors. So I really wanted to emphasize those colors in the center to bring a pop of color and then bring your eyes into the center. Also, it just kind of brings out the kid in me, right? When you're playing with electricity and lights, not a lot of electricity, right? It's just a little watch battery, but it's always fun to connect things. And also, I don't think I've soldered anything since I've been an adult. So it's been a ton of fun doing that. And here we have it. Just this picturesque battle between this person just trying to survive out in the wasteland, joined this ragtag, Brotherhood of Steel, surviving against this monolithic beast. Thanks again for hanging out with me, and I'm going to keep on making stuff, whether or not people show up or not, because it's just a lot of fun to learn everything. Have a good one. Bye.